What's up, softball players? I'm Coach Dan Blewett. In today's video, let's talk about reasons that players commonly strike out and some strategies for reducing your strikeout numbers as a hitter in softball. All right, so let's jump right into it. So first reason that hitters strike out is because of poor pitch selection. So this is one of the biggest things that hitters improve at as they climb up the ladder in different levels. So in high school versus college versus pros, hitters don't swing at stuff that they cannot hit hard. So say there's a first pitch on the corner of the plate on the outer third. Good hitters are going to take that pitch because even if it's a strike and it's early in the count, they know they can't drive it very well. So they're just going to take it. They're going to bide their time and wait it out as best they can to try to get a pitch that they can drive, which is almost always going to be more center cut in the middle of the plate. So it doesn't matter what level you're at, you can always narrow your focus and do what we call like Xing out pitches you don't want to swing at. So say you don't want to swing at drop curves. Looking at, watching more intently, trying to figure out what is the spin right out of her hand. And when you see drop curve, you take. Stuff like that. Good hitters know that I don't want to swing at certain pitch types. I don't want to swing at certain pitch types in certain counts. And I want to swing at only pitches in a certain part of the strike zone. So pitch selection is something that you can control. And the better your pitch selection is, and the more you're letting all of these pitches go, the better your strikeout totals are going to be, and the more hard contact and more consistent contact you're going to make as a hitter. The second big reason that hitters strike out is guess hitting. You don't know what's coming. Unless you're picking up signs and you're 100% sure, you just don't know it's coming. So what you need to do is figure out, what does your timing need to be? Probably on the fastest pitch the pitcher's going to throw, right? Their fastball or their rise ball. And so you need to be on that timing, and then you need to adjust to off speed. But trying to guess, I think she's going to throw me a changeup. Well, if she throws you anything but a changeup, you're not going to be on time. So really the best hitters, they're not guess hitters. They don't guess. They look fastball and then they adjust to everything else, because if their timing is such that they can catch up with the hardest pitch the girl throws, they can always adjust, wait a little longer, and still get good contact on any other pitch that she throws. But guess hitting is a really destructive habit. The next reason that hitters strike out in softball is that they don't have a good weight shift, or they have rough swing mechanics in general. So one of the biggest things you can do as a hitter is get your foot down before your swing begins. When your foot is in the air as your hips start to rotate, that's when you're going to fly open, your weight's going to shift too soon. Nothing can really happen until this foot hits down. So no matter how your strikeout totals are, no matter how your performance is today, working on your swing is obviously critical. But one of the biggest pieces is your weight shift. So if you're constantly on your front foot and you can't stay on your backside, then you're really going to struggle with all the different off-speed pitches that a pitcher will throw to you, especially as your level of play increases. All right, the number 4 reason that softball players strike out is that they're too controlling mentally of their swing. You have to practice and build your swing over time through thousands and thousands of reps and swings. But when you get in a game, you can't be up there subconsciously being swing. I actually did that as a high school hitter. I know that I did it because some of my best games were games that I didn't do that. And I was a good high school hitter. I was a 330, 340 hitter every year. But I knew that I was late to a lot of stuff because I was making the decision in my head consciously. Whereas in reality, you need to train yourself to just react. Some of my biggest hits in my high school career were when I don't remember making any decision at all. I just let my body take over and get the barrel to the ball. And your body knows how to do that too if you've trained it well and practiced enough. And so if you're mentally up there trying to control your swing, worrying about your swing mechanics, or literally telling yourself, swing now, you're making it harder on yourself. You're going to have less power because having power at the plate requires smoothness and explosiveness, and you lose your smoothness when you're controlling your body, you stiffen up. And your reaction time is not going to be as good when you have to tell yourself to swing. There's always a lag between. So try to take a deep breath, mentally relax, and then just see ball and then hit the ball. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but that mentality, relax, deep breath, see ball, hit ball. That's all you really need to do. And that, taking that controlling aspect out of it, is going to make you a lot better hitter. And last thing about this same tip is you cannot be thinking about mechanics in a game. If you're working with your hitting coach or your dad in the backyard, your mom in the backyard, your friends, you're working on your swing, that's wonderful. But by the time you get in the game, you cannot be thinking about your swing mechanics. Whatever you have, that's it. Just like if you're gonna, be on stage and do a play or a recital, whatever you practice, whatever you're up there, you're gonna do your best. Either remember your lines or you don't. So with your hitting, if you go up there, start thinking about where your hands are, where your stride is, it's not gonna go well. So don't think about your mechanics, just ball out, play instinctually, and do the best you can with what you have. All right, the next reason hitters get themselves in trouble, leading to more strikeouts, is that they're too passive early in the count, especially when they get good pitches to hit. You need to step in the box ready to hit from the first pitch. You have no idea, it's random, essentially, what pitches you're gonna get and whether or not you get something you can actually drive. And when that pitch comes, you need to be ready to drive it. It could be pitch 1, it could be pitch number 9 after like a million 3-2 foul balls. You just don't know when it's gonna come. But if you get up there and you're like, I just wanna see a couple, whoop, the best pitch you were gonna see the whole at bat just went by. And now it's gonna be drop curve, drop curve, drop curve, and you're done. So you have to know, I'm not just gonna swing because it's early, but I am gonna be ready to swing on every single pitch of the at-bat. That's the mindset that you need to have. All right, my next tip is not mentally having a plan with regard to who's pitching. And here's what I mean. If you're hitting against a pitcher who has a unhittable rise ball or an unhittable drop curve or whatever, what are they gonna use when they get you to 2 strikes? They're gonna use those out pitches. They're gonna use those strikeout pitches, right? So you've got to know, if I let this girl get 2 strikes on me, she's going to put me away. She's got the stuff. She's got some nasty off-speed stuff or a nasty rise ball. She's going to put me away. So what do you do then if you know that? You swing a little bit earlier in the count. You know that I've got to put one of these pitches in play early. And this is different than my last tip. This is, again, just knowing what does the pitcher have and how do I need to adjust my strategy accordingly. I'm not gonna change everything that I do, but I know that if she's gonna throw rise balls once she gets to 2 strikes, I'm pretty much screwed. I'm gonna try to put something in play early, or maybe I'm a little less discerning. Maybe if I get something outer half or outer third on the first pitch, I am gonna try to smash that the other way because I don't wanna let her get me to 2 strikes and take that pitch. So it just always depends, but knowing who's pitching, knowing the situation, and knowing your strengths and weaknesses as a hitter leads to a good game plan at the plate. And when you have a good game plan and you know what you can do and what you can't do, and you know what the pitcher can do against you, then you're gonna have all the information possible to make sensible decisions about what to swing at and when, okay? So hopefully this video was helpful. Obviously this is my perspective from a former pitcher and from a coach. I struck out a lot of hitters over my career, and seeing the consistency behind some of their approaches or inconsistency, seeing their strategy, the better hitters are more selective, they're smart, they have a plan, and they know themselves. Those are the big things that lead those hitters to be really tough outs. So if you want to be a really tough out, strike out less, hit the ball hard more often, and help your team win more games, then some of these strategy tips are going to make a big difference. So thanks again for watching. Be sure to check out the links in the description below to my online courses, subscribe to the channel, share this video with a friend who you think might find it useful, and I'll see you in the next video.